Welcome, everybody, to Scott County High School, where we are the Bird's Nest Broadcasting Network, here on the NFHS Network and newsgraphic.com to bring you 42nd District, 11th Region boys basketball. Tonight, it's a battle for first place in the district as Scott County, the record is 6-6, going up against Henry Clay. They are 7-5. I'm Cal Oakes with Derek Varney. And Derek, both teams probably not 100% thrilled with that record at about the 40% spot of the regular season.
Absolutely, and Cal, what we talked about the other night, great 42nd district matchup. This is a rivalry. Scott County and Henry Clay over the years have become a great rivalry. Incredible ball games over the past 6 to 8 years. Been incredible. Throw the records out tonight. Throw them out because it's going to be one of those good 11th region battles that I think both teams are very prepared for. I talked to Coach Tim Glenn yesterday. They've had a week of practice. He said, I really think we've turned the corner in practice, which is first before games, obviously. They've been struggling in practice, and he said, we struggle in practice. We've been struggling. You can see with our record, we're 500. He said, but I really feel good about coming into tonight. Just spoke with Daniel Brown earlier, Henry Clay. He said they're playing pretty well, and they've practiced pretty well, so I think we're in for a treat tonight.
You look at the pattern of Scott County's season. It goes loss, win, loss, win, loss, loss, win, win, loss. It's just been tremendously inconsistent. And there haven't been a lot of blowouts in there. There was a tough game in the first round of the Ashland Invitational against Boyd County where Tim Glenn missed the game with the flu, and then I think he felt sicker after watching it. But that being said, this is a spot where Scott County has had a week to prepare. They were in the same spot last year against a pretty red-hot Henry Clay team coming in at that time, and really put it to them that night and had the upper hand going into the rest of the season, swept the regular season series, won 3 out of 4, including the 11th Region Championship on its way to the state final. Is this a spot where Scott County this year can start building momentum toward those goals?
Well, I think they're going to have to. I mean, as you and I spoke the other night with Great Crossing and Scott County and the records being 500, we use the old cliche, put up or shut up, right? We're talking about, they're getting ready, they're still maturing. Well, we're basically right now, we're mid-January. So now you're getting the district play. Seedings are very important right now. This is huge. Scott County's got home court advantage tonight. They've already beaten Bryan Station. Henry Clay has taken a loss to Frederick Douglass. I don't know if they played another district game. Have they played Station?
They were actually 3-1. They split with Douglass. They beat Sayre.
Okay, so they've played. Okay,
yeah, they played everybody else.
Sure. So again, how important this game is tonight, and again, like last year, Henry Clay beat Scott County this time last year and beat them handily, and then Scott County then gets the final say in the finals of the region where it really counted last year.
It's huge for Scott County because if they can find a way to win tonight, it's essentially a 2-game lead over the other preseason favorite. I mean, Douglas is playing well, let's not count them out. But Henry Clay, I think, in most people's mind, was the best team, along with Scott County in this district coming into this season. So a huge spot for SC here. A couple of teams that are a lot different from last year's teams. Basically, one returning starter. In Scott County's case, maybe a half returning starter because Taryn Hamilton played about half the season in place of Michael Marino. Marquez Warwick for Henry Clay. Other than that, a lot of pieces that have kind of had to blend in, and you can see that, I think, early in the year.
Yeah, you definitely can, and I think tonight's going to be the same thing. As you said, you don't want to call both teams depleted because you're not taking anything away from the kids, but both teams were hit pretty hard. Marquez Warwick is a special player. I loved watching him play last year. I know he was kind of snuck up on everybody and was kind of a secret and was having had a huge year, had a huge regional tournament. Just a joy to watch, and he's going to go on to bigger and better things. I think he's already signed with Northern.
Yep.
Which is a great sign for him. And then Taryn Hamilton. What Taryn are we going to get tonight, Cal? We always talk about that. If we get the one who's really engaged and once he's engaged, everybody around him becomes engaged. So I think if hopefully tonight you and I get to see, and everybody in the arena here gets to see those two go head to head.
I think the Scott County team that I've been waiting to see for about a month is the one that played Jeffersonville, Indiana. That night they looked like a team that could beat anybody in Kentucky. They handled one of the best teams in Indiana, pretty convincingly from start to finish. I mean, it was a close game at the end, but still waiting to see that team come back. Just about ready for pregame and some special stuff going on in the pregame that we'll tell you about as soon as I believe there's going to be a presentation involving none other than Coach Billy Hicks, winner of 1,013 games. Nobody else in the history of Kentucky basketball has done that, and
It's still just mind-blowing.
Isn't it?
It really is, just mind-blowing.
Think about it. There's been like 30 coaches in the entire country that have done that, boys, girls, or otherwise. National anthem here, and then we'll be back with you shortly. Welcome back. As we mentioned, they are presenting a presentation here involving Coach Billy Hicks. I think they've got him here under kind of false pretenses that they were going to say or sing happy birthday to his grandson, who is about a year old. I believe he left the
I think the whole arena here is getting ready to do it, Cal, which is pretty neat. Yep.
And they are going to do that because they said they were going to do that. But there is more to this presentation than singing happy birthday to.
Than even Coach Hicks knows.
To Weiler. Weiler was born about a year ago. I believe Coach Hicks left during a game against Ashland, I think, on the night he was born. Miss Williams and Mr. Hub are here, so it's obviously going to be a big deal. The mayor's here, Dr. Blankenship.
This is so emotional, Cal. I mean, it really is. This is unbelievable that what they're doing.
Yeah. They are making a donation to Tyler Hicks, the Tyler Hicks Foundation, which goes to the present scholarships every year to the best citizen/student athlete at Scott County High School. It's a big scholarship fund. They award $10,000 over the space of 4 years to those students.
And $20,000.
I believe somebody said it's a $20,000 donation.
Yeah, it is a $20,000 donation, and it took a lot of individuals and thank you to the individuals who did this, along with the businesses. And I think there's going to be a plaque that's going to go up on the wall as well. There's never been this big a donation to Tyler's scholarship.
That's two whole students.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
For 4
it really
years.
is.
And the students who've won this award and the time they've had it are like a who's who also. You think of Haley Hudson, and you think of Princess Valencia and Haley Fain. It goes on and on.
Just some really deserving recipients there.
Good kids on and off the playing fields and the courts.
Just so everybody knows what this is all about, and just how tragically Tyler was taken, from our world, and Coach Hicks, Coach Tyler, and we watched Tyler grow up here in our community, and the way he played the game was just unbelievable. I mean, the accomplishments he had, and just such a tragedy, and to see Coach Hicks receive this is just, it's unbelievable. It really is.
Those of us who have sons, it's can't comprehend it. So.
Nope.
Just a great moment here at Scott County High School. Always great to see Coach back here.
Well, he looks great, too. He really does.
He
Holding his grandson looks even better.
He looks relaxed. He's been all over the world. If you follow Betsy's Facebook, they were just at the Beach Ball Classic, even though Scott County didn't go this year.
Over the years, he's made so many good friends. He's got so much respect there. They know when they go to the Beach Ball Classic, the bottom line is there's a team from Kentucky coming in, the mecca of high school basketball. And Scott County's had such good showings there. And, all the coaching staff, Coach Hicks, Coach Wilhite, Coach Glenn, Dudley Maddox, they're all so well respected and have become friends with the committee there. So I think they'll be invited back pretty soon.
Billy Hicks was the first person I met in Scott County, and I felt like he made me feel like I immediately fit in, and that was 4 years ago, and just an amazing individual. Introducing the starting lineups, we mentioned Warwick. He's averaging 23.9 points per game. He'll be number 3 for those of you watching the broadcast tonight. Taryn Hughes, number 2, he's a guard. Very guard-heavy team. Sebian Dillard, number 4, also a guard. 23 is Marquise Mackey. He's averaged 14.1 and 4.4. Rebounding is kind of by committee for Henry Clay. Dillard averages 15.3. So Dillard, Mackey, and Warwick, about 53 points per game between them for Henry Clay, which is 8-5 on the season. I think I said 7-5 earlier. They had that win over Sayre the other night as well. Scott County's starting lineup should be familiar to you if you've joined us at all this year. Aaron Leake, Chase Grigsby, Taryn Hamilton, McCaleb Coffey, and Elias Richardson. Hamilton averaging 18.9 points and 8.2 rebounds per game. Richardson at 13.5 points, 6.1 boards, and Leake at 12.8. So they're kind of a three-headed monster as well. Those three averaging about 44 points per game together. As the Henry Clay student body has arrived and will join the fairly healthy Scott County student body section here tonight. No band, so it's a little bit less of an atmosphere than we might normally expect for this game. We mentioned Scott County had a week off. They haven't played a home game since last year.
No, you're exactly right. And Cal, I don't know if you can feel it, but I can feel a buzz in the air tonight. I really can. There's a nice crowd. I mean, it's far less than, of course, Great Crossing, but it's much more than it's normally, and that's just a great sign. And I mean, a great 11th region battle here tonight, and let's get it on. Let's throw it up and get after it.
Great Crossing's at none other than Trinity tonight, so that's another big one on the schedule. So that's kind of split the fan base, I'm sure, tonight, but we're looking forward to this. Hamilton about to tip it up with Hughes, or rather, Marquise Mackey. It'll go out of bounds
to Henry Clay.
Indeed, so.
I don't know how they met that. I think
they just kind of flipped the coin.
I'm not going to question the first call of the night.
It's going to even out.
It will.
The first possession error will go to Scott County, and that'll be a good thing.
Scott County in a man-to-man. Let's see what they're doing with
Hughes will set it up
Wark.
top.
They got Aaron Leake on Wark.
Indeed, kind of shadowing him right now. Wark gets over to the right corner, puts one up off the front of the rim, rolls off, no good. Hamilton grabs the rebound. Great
rebound by Taryn right there. Just the little things that I see out of him. When I see him go hard after a rebound, Cal, I like that a lot.
Body language is big.
You're exactly right.
Big with this whole team, as you mentioned. Richardson for 3. That's not usually his shot, but we'll take it. It goes down 3-0 Scott County.
And he really needs to get off the snide, too. He had a great Ashland tournament, and then I think he had a really bad game at Clay County.
Dillard fires away, no good. Warwick gets the offensive board. He will reset. Excuse me, I've confused them already twice.
I think it's Mackey, maybe.
That is Mackey's 23, Warwick's 3. Steal by Hamilton. Up ahead to Coffey, drops it back for Hamilton, gets blocked and recovered.
Nice steal.
By Hughes. Warwick will take it at Richardson. Try to split the middle, no good, but the rebound is there. Sabian Dillard, and it's 3-2.
Scott County cannot let Warwick go to his left.
Nice head fake by Richardson. Strong rebound again, no good. Fourth try, blocked. It will stay with Scott County.
But again, Cal, that's 3 rebounds already for Taryn Hamilton. That's 1 on the defensive end and 2 on the offensive end. He's going after it right now.
Aggressive at the rim.
He really is.
Hamilton inbounds it to Leak just inside the arc. Fire rolled around, no good. Rebounded Dillard once again. Dillard will push the issue quickly for the Devils. Out wide to number 2. No good. It's Hughes. Henry Clay gets the rebound again, though. Hughes will fire one more time from 3. No good. Short. Rebound Coffey.
Great block out by Coffey right there. And that's what they did not do the first time. They're giving Henry Clay 2 and 3 shots, and they can't do it.
Leak to the rack.
Beautiful.
5-2.
Cal, from what I see right now, Scott County can get what they want on the offensive end. Henry Clay's playing a very loose man-to-man and just not really even helping on anybody.
And that's always good news for Aaron Leak in the
is.
game that he plays. He can get to the rim. It's going to be a good night for him.
Anytime he wants.
Marquise Mackey got it over to Hughes. Back to Warwick in the corner for 3. He ties it.
Well, for whatever reason, they trapped and left Warwick by himself. They can't do that. You don't help off of Warwick, and they paid for it.
Hamilton up top will take it at Mackey. Turns around from the elbow. Rolls off, no good. Rebound to Henry Clay. And contact. It will come back this way to the Devils. 5-5, 5:26 remaining, first quarter. Mackey will inbound. He will find Hughes. Guarded by Grigsby.
Scott County definitely needs to keep the ball pressure up as they're doing. They're denying the wing passes. What else Henry Clay doing is they're setting a ball screen and then having Warwick. They're doing kind of a pick and pop for Warwick.
Jackson Phillips in the game. He's kind of a wide body.
Big
for
boy.
Henry Clay, number 44. I remember him from last year. Kanye Henderson as well, number 5. Wonder who he's named after. Henderson takes it to the hole. Misses wide, long. Grigsby with the rebound. Grigsby looks over to Coffey on the left wing, who fires inside to Richardson at the baseline. Now back to
It's a
Hamilton,
good look.
top of the arc. Good.
Beautiful
Three
look.
from Hamilton.
Great ball movement. There was 2 passes. Elias Richardson catches it, looks, and throws it opposite to Taryn Hamilton, which is beautiful.
That's a 3 from each of the big men for Scott County, and they're back on top, 8-5. 4:30 remain first quarter. Warwick over to Henderson. Back to Phillips. Now Warwick again. He's guarded by Richardson this time. Taryn Hughes directing traffic. Bounce pass inside to Mackey. Now back to Hughes. Hughes kicks it over to an open Henderson. It's no good from 3, and Richardson brings down the rebound. One and done for Henry Clay most of the time. Grigsby way too strong on that layup attempt. Taken away by Henderson.
And that's what Richardson can give you. He comes down with the board, and he's able to bring the ball down the court. That's a huge plus. Grigsby slows down just a little bit. He's got a layup.
Yeah. Mackey tried to take it inside. Will draw the foul. That's the first foul of the game. We're more than 4 minutes in. It's on Caleb Coffey. Henry Clay working the subs. So is Coach Tim Glenn for Scott County as Silas Amongo makes his first appearance.
He was talking about him yesterday, Cal.
He'll be a key in a game like this.
Absolutely. He said he has to play. He has to get minutes because of the little things that he gives you.
Warwick turns and fires and makes it. He has 5, and it's 8-7.
There's a difference between a shooter and a scorer. He can do both. He's a shooter who can score.
He's got a good game inside and out.
Yeah, he does. He really does.
Another miss inside and a rebound for number 22, Holman. Derek Holman in the game for Henry. And there's Warwick again.
There he is.
Right to the hole. Henry Clay with its first lead, 9-8.
If you try to belly him up, Cal, he's going to hurt you all night. I think we need to take a step back, play him solid, make him shoot over top.
Richardson to Leak up top. Now Coffey guarded by Henderson. Coffey will slow it down and find Leak. Mongo has it. Back to Richardson.
Terrence got to
Everybody
get
touching
active.
it on every possession. I do like that. Leak let the ball slip away for a moment there, but he regained possession, got it to Hamilton. And now Coffey again. Coffey at the elbow. Richardson turns around, gets hung up and fouled, I believe.
Yep.
By number 22, Derek Holman.
And you know what? There's nothing wrong with Scott County running an offense that they're running. Keep running it. Eventually, some defense is going to break down. But what I'm noticing, there's a lot of standing and nobody picking right now. So every pass is kind of difficult. If you're passing and moving, you're going to get a layup out of it.
If you keep telegraphing those passes, you're going to throw one away or get one picked off.
Right.
Leak will set it slowly in the half court. Ticking down to 2:30 remaining, first quarter.
Quick quarter.
It has been. Only 2 fouls called, 1 each way. Leak takes it to the rim, fade away, off the back, no good. Tipped around. It will stay with Scott County as Mackey couldn't get his hands on it.
Leak's struggling a little bit here, and his last couple shots have been wild and forced. You know, when he goes to the bucket and he's under control, he's money.
Jeremy Hamilton, the sophomore, will check in for Elias Richardson. Now, Coach Glenn figured out the Ashland Invitational. Jeremy's starting to merit some varsity minutes now that football season's kind of in the rearview mirror. Gives you some good physical minutes.
He's going to give you physical, and he's going to rebound the basketball. Now, he may get 3 quick fouls here.
As Coach Glenn says, he's got 5 fouls. He's not afraid to use them.
Right.
We got another foul there, a little
we got bailed out right there.
Touch foul, yes, because it would have been a turnover.
It's a bad pass.
That foul was on Henderson, Kanye Henderson's first, and Tim's going to take a 30 with 2:08 remaining first quarter. What are you seeing?
I see just exactly how I thought it was going to be. These teams are so evenly matched. You know, they're both going man-to-man. They're both giving up a lot of easy shots right now. And I think it's going to be like this throughout, each and every quarter, where it's going to go down to maybe a last possession here tonight, Cal.
It's been a deliberate, slow pace, and consequently, as you said, it's moved quickly.
Right. The pace has been slow. What Scott County, what the dangerous part is Warwick is doing what Warwick does. You got to keep him, make things a little more difficult. If he's hitting long jump shots, okay, you're okay with that. But the way he's going right now to his left, and he's dominantly left-handed and scoring at will, they got to limit those.
Out-of-town score, Trinity leads Great Crossing 10-9 at the end of one quarter. So a similar kind of game going on there, a little feeling out process. Trinity, not vintage Trinity this year. They're 6-8, but they've obviously played a brutal schedule.
Right.
So has Great Crossing.
Coach Glenn is a master. I will say master. Out
of
a timeout and an OB out of bounds under. I mean, he's really good. Let's see what they get out of this. Well, they're back into their offense now, so it's really they're going back into their flex right now.
Another patient half-court set. Jeremy Hamilton up top, playing pass with a Mongo and Leak. Now Leak kicks it back out to Coffey. And Coffey works it to Hamilton. Hamilton fades away from the foul line, no good. Good strong rebound by a Mongo, and he draws the contact on the way back up.
There he is. You got 2 football players out there, in Jeremy Hamilton and Silas Amongo, and they really force their will. I like calling them wallerers underneath the bucket, in the lane, and right there you get an offensive rebound, and we get 2 free throws out of it.
Hamilton's one of those guys at safety that will stick you, and Amongo a good cover corner. And Amongo makes the first free throw to tie it up. I just love the defensive role that he has played on this team. Oh,
it's unbelievable. And Coach Glenn was telling me yesterday, he said he locks players down so bad in practice that they just want to quit. He said you can't. He disrupts so much that you can't get anything done on the offensive end.
Silas Amongo with 2 go-ahead free throws, 10-9 Scott County, 1:38 remaining first quarter. Now Warwick brings the ball up again. He's guarded by Amongo. No surprise there. See if they can frustrate him with Silas. Derek Holman directing traffic. He'll get it to Warwick.
You can't let him go left.
Still trying to shake Amongo. Now he'll fire it back to Mackey. Mackey looked inside briefly, finds Henderson on the wing, guarded by Coffey.
Scott County's defense incredible right now, Cal, this possession. Wow, and they call a touch foul. Wow.
I don't know about that.
I know it.
I mean, it's just totally not what the precedent that was set in the first 4 or 5 minutes.
Right.
But that's okay. We'll live with it. Henderson with the ball for Henry Clay, guarded by Taryn Hamilton. Picks up his dribble, gets it to Dillard, Sebian Dillard. Now he finds some room, kicks it over to Mackey. Mackey lost Coffey, now pulls up from baseline long, but a rebound again there by Henderson.
Aaron Leake's got to find his man over here and block out on the weak side. That's important. They play such good defense, and then you give up an offensive rebound stick back, and that can't happen.
Henderson with the go-ahead putback for Henry Clay. They lead 11-10. Now Leake will try to take his man and draw again. Some kind of touchy contact from Dillard. So we've gone to that sort of game now with 41.9 seconds remaining in the first quarter as Elias Richardson checks back in, replacing Jeremy Hamilton.
I think Jeremy's going to be up and down off the bench all evening, so don't get too comfortable over here, Jeremy.
It's going to be like hockey. Going to have shifts going tonight as Hamilton on the inbounds pass with a nice short baseline jumper to put Scott County back in front. Tarrant has 5, 12-11. Now Warwick, Amongo all over him, but he really recovered the ball.
What scares me, I do not want him to gamble like that. If you gamble a little bit on Warwick and even help off, see that right there?
Yeah. Fadeaway three-pointer in and out. Rebound, Taryn Hamilton, and now Scott County with a chance maybe to take the last shot of the quarter and come out of the first 8 minutes with a lead. Taryn finds Imongo with a dangerous pass in the corner, almost over his head. Down to 6 seconds, 5 seconds now. Leak at half court. He will, not the shot they wanted, way from deep, and caught nothing but air.
Yeah, you got to get something better than that at the end of the quarters.
Tim Glenn kind of beside himself there.
Yeah, it is, because you have to have an 8-second rule. You go with 8, you give yourself a chance to score or a putback, and that's it.
Several lead changes in that first quarter. Scott County leads Henry Clay 12-11 at the end of one. We will get to our sponsors here momentarily. We want to give them a little shout out before we get back to action here tonight. It takes a lot of people to bring this Bird's Nest Broadcasting Network to you. We're about 1/3 of the way through a 21-22 game schedule. Burger King, a big part of this program, along with Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. As your local agent, Steve Stjorman. Scott County Physical Therapy, Greens Toyota of Lexington, West Banco, Bluegrass Community Technical College, Georgetown Community Hospital, Galvin's on Main, Bluegrass Orthopedics, Chick-fil-A, Central Bank, People's Bank, Clark's Pump and Shop. I'm just basically reading the billboards at the other end tonight.
That's all you can do. That's all you can do.
What you got for stats there, Derek Varney?
Neither team lighting it up, Cal. You got Henry Clay is shooting about 39% on 5 for 13 from the floor. Scott County, on the other hand, who has Scott County's up one and shooting 28%. You know, that's actually a good sign. I mean, they're 4 of 14 from the floor, and you hold a 1-point lead. Turnover department, what I like looking at, Henry Clay's got 1, Scott County's got 1. So really not a sloppy game, just almost like a whole lot's not going on. You know, both teams are playing pretty good defense. The rebounding, Scott County is +2 there in 10-8. So, you know, looking across there's not a whole lot of differences in the quarter, and there you get your 1 point difference in the game.
Down at West Jessamine tonight, the Great Crossing girls staying red hot. They lead 41-22 at halftime. 14 points for Timothy Williams and 10 for Braley McMath. You do the McMath.
Do the McMath on that.
They've outscored West Jessamine between the two of them. They've got a busy weekend. They'll go to Woodford County, a tough 8th region matchup tomorrow night.
Both Great Crossing boys and girls play Friday and Saturday games, right?
Yeah,
okay.
It is a busy Great Crossing after the Trinity game tonight. We'll be right back at home tomorrow night, and another tough one with Frederick Douglass in the region. So it's going to be a good, busy weekend. Scott County boys are at Oldham County. That's the Koiser-Husen annual matchup with the alumni great tomorrow night. He runs a great program over there in Buckner. So Scott County's got 2 challenging games this weekend as well.
Cal, looking down the scoring real quick that I didn't mention, you got Marquise Warwick with 7 and Taryn Hamilton with 5 to lead both teams.
Exactly. It's been,
as we thought,
low scoring, but no surprise there that those 2 guys, both Division I prospects, leading the charge. Hamilton, tough shot there, got it to roll in though.
Taryn is the tallest kid on the court tonight, Cal, and that's what we need to see him doing. I know Coach Glenn said get the ball inside.
Henry Clay, as we said, extremely guard-oriented. They just don't have that physical preference.
They don't.
They've got the Phillips kid off the bench. He's not going to give you a ton of minutes. You can see by looking at him. His size is probably going to wear him down before it wears you down. You got to find a way to elevate, get to the rim, get those rebounds.
Chase Grigsby's getting lost. He got lost behind the screen, tried to go underneath instead of over top, and Warwick's going to kill you every time when that happens.
Warwick with a smooth-looking 3, and
right.
He has 10. He has tied it a minute into the second quarter. Hamilton in the air, gets it to Leak, who gets it to Grigsby. Corner 3 for Coffey is
nice.
Good.
You don't see that too often, but when he does, he's pretty consistent.
He's a guy that, he knows his role
in
his team and embraces it. But, boy, when he needs to elevate and shoot a 3, he can. He puts Scott County back in front, 17-14. Another 3-point attempt for Henry Clay is good by Henderson. Kanye Henderson ties it. And all of a sudden, we are back and forth, up and down, playing 3-ball, a travel by Terran Hamilton.
Well, you're going back and forth like that you don't like seeing a turnover like that break the momentum. But let's see what Scott Kenny does on the defense. They need to stop here.
You got to set your half court.
Right. You got 5 points in a row right here, down here. You got 6 points in a row by Henry Clay on this end. Scott Kenny needs to stop.
Must be a redneck night for the Henry Clay student section. They're all in cowboy hats, flannel over here. Up here on the top level.
That's not Scott County's fans, is it?
I believe so. No, it's definitely the Henry Clay crew.
Golden rule for Terran Hamilton there. No, you do not foul a jump shooter.
No.
Do not foul a jump shooter.
Especially when they're, was he behind the arc? It looked like he was right on it. Blackwell has checked into the game for the first time. He'll be the shooter.
Going to get 3.
Aziel Blackwell. They gave 2 on the last one. They changed the scoreboard after Henderson hit that shot.
I saw that. I was getting ready to ask you, but 17-17 now. Scott County up 17-16.
It's giving Scott County the lead back. Blackwell misses the first one. Look at all kinds of fast and furious stuff going on here. That was the first foul for Terran Hamilton. That's good news, as Blackwell gets the second one to roll in for the tie. 17 all, 6:15 remaining second quarter as Silas Amongo will check back in. Actually,
Josh Breadwood.
Yes, sorry. Sir. Wow. It has been 3 weeks since my last Scott County game.
Redwood's he'll give him a spark as well.
He'll do the same thing that Amongo does. They're kind of interchangeable in that way, as they can get right up on you defensively and frustrate the heck out of you. 2 out of 3 for Blackwell.
Henry Clay is going to pick up full court here, Cal, as they should. Make Scott County handle the ball. See what they do with the pressure here.
Henry Clay, that's about the 6th lead change, I think, so far. How many? We had 4 in the first quarter, so that's the 5th.
Yep.
Got something going on at score state. Now they're confirming the score. Dan Brown says that last one was a 3. And now they're going to send the teams to the bench while they talk it over.
Yeah, I think it should be like 19-17.
I think so, but then they scaled it back, so I don't know what made them do that. Somebody must have told them to.
After further review, the score is 19-17.
Okay,
yeah, there we go.
Now they've put it back.
Yes.
So it was a 3 for Connie Henderson. He was well behind the line, happened right in front of us. I can't tell the difference between Josh Breadwood and Silas Amongo, but I could tell that he was behind the line.
That's right in front of us, isn't it?
It's right on this side of the Toyota Classic.
I mean, it's literally in our lap down here.
19-17 your score. Henry Clay leads, 6:10 remaining. Richardson drives the baseline in traffic, can't get it to fall, gets his own rebound, and he'll draw the contact second time around.
What I normally talk about with Elias and even Terran Hamilton, when they go to the bucket like that and they've already got their shoulders turned and the defender's on their back, they have to go up as strong as they ever go up. If you hunker down, turn sideways, in this situation, we really don't want to be at the foul line when we had a layup to begin with.
Now he's got to earn it the hard way.
Yeah, exactly right.
Richardson makes the first to cut it to 19-18. Fouls on Marquise Mackey. That's his first, the team's 5th for Henry Clay. Only 3 team fouls for Scott County, in and out the second one. Rebound to Mackey. So Henry Clay with the lead and the ball, under 6 minutes to go in the half. Mackey stops in the paint, fades away and hits it. His
Mackey
first
can
2
score.
points of the game.
Yep.
Yes, he can. He's averaged 14.1 on the year. That's his first bucket of the night.
Mackey can score.
Inside to Hamilton. And a quick response from Terran, who has 9.
Hamilton hopefully is on his way. That's a great pass by Chase Grigsby. Chase receives the ball by himself. He sees Hamilton open the lane, distributes, and gets an easy bucket out of it.
Terran's certainly on pace for a career night here. 9 points, and he's only about 10.5 minutes in. Nice, impressive drive there by 0-0. Blackwell, he'll draw the foul.
Very impressive, which I just don't understand why belly up when you got a guy, that good ball handler, quicker than you. Back off, make the kid hit a 15, 16-footer over top of you instead of giving up a layup. But that's Scott County's defense. It really they're gonna belly you up and play hard ball defense.
And they're gonna gamble and get burned a couple of times.
Absolutely.
Blackwell made 2 of 3 from the line his last trip. He hits the first one here to put Henry Clay back up by 2 as Dillard checks back into the game.
I feel like I'm seeing a lot of left-handers for Henry Clay.
They got a couple, don't they?
I know Warwick is, and in Blackwell, I think I saw another kid who took a shot earlier. Was left-handed.
Southpaws aplenty for the Blue Devils.
Right.
Who are in their road gold uniforms. Missed the second one, did Blackwell. Leak came down with a rebound. 22-20. Henry Clay, your lead. Long pass. Richardson saved it from going out of bounds. Now Leak at the top of the arc. He's up against Warwick. It gets tipped out of bounds and will stay with the Cardinals.
He hit him with the okie doke out there. I thought he was going to get him right there, Cal.
A little bit too much showtime.
Yes, it was. A little too much hot sauce right there.
I'm not sure I want to do that on Warwick because you could have it dunked the other way real easily. All's well that ends well. Grigsby gets it over to Hamilton in the corner, who drives the lane.
See,
and
they can't
hooks it
stop
in.
that.
No,
That's an incredible move by Taryn.
No matchup. It's tied at 22.
That's Scott County's ball. Yes, sir.
Turnover.
Good call.
Richardson was there, and it went off of the fingertips of Sebi and Dillard. 22-22. 5 minutes remain, second quarter. Hamilton has exactly half of those 22.
Chase has got to give it up right there. Good.
He finds Leak, and now they'll let Leak cross the timeline without difficulty.
Their game plan right here is every time Grigsby has the ball, they're going to run at him and trap.
And then when Leak gets it, they'll just back off.
Right.
Because otherwise he'll rim run and burn him.
Big time.
Grigsby inside to Hamilton. Why not?
Taryn's got to know that's coming.
Tough
Great
shot.
move. He's on fire right now. He's on fire. They can't. And I hope his teammates see to not let up. Keep getting it to him.
Blackwell with a fadeaway, no good. Bounces around to Dillard. Henry Clay recovers. Step back three for Warwick. Right in Leak's face.
Hey, Cal, you know what I want to mention is we've seen Johnson from Lexington Catholic. We've seen the sophomore from Lexington Christian, and now we get Warwick tonight.
This is the best player I've seen this year.
Oh, my goodness.
Hamilton, top of the arc. Not good this time. A little too much distance. He's been making it work. Redwood all over Warwick.
That's Scott County's ball.
Is that going to be another turnover?
No. Look at Coach Glenn. No way.
Might have another conference. He was kind of screened out, the younger official on this side.
Now he's got to stick with his call. That's what Coach Glenn's saying. Get in position. Get in position where you can see that.
That last possession by Scott County, I felt like Taryn settled there for the outside shot. So much has been working down on the low block for him. 25-24, Henry Clay, lead and the ball. Taryn Hughes, now Marcus Warwick.
Warwick's asking for a high screen from the big boy.
He's going to get one on Grigsby. Flow to the pass over there. Now inside to Jackson Phillips. Long three is no good. Phillips the rebound and gets the layup to fall. 3-point lead is Henry Clay's biggest of the night, and now a sloppy pass and a turnover. Scott County.
The wrong guy's handling the ball right now, Cal. It's tough because they're running at Grigsby and making him give it up and making someone else handle the basketball, and it's kind of a little bit of a struggle right now.
These are the ruts that they get in. Turnover, turnover.
Yep.
One begets another, it seems like. Hughes with the ball for Henry Clay. Strong take by him. He'll get fouled before the shot. It'll be Grigsby, I think.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is, and also they're clearing out and they're letting him go one-on-one to Grigsby because he's got much more of a body than Chase has, and somebody's got to step up and help right there.
Grigsby's first. Fifth foul for the team. Both teams have 5 fouls. Micah Glenn will check in for the first time. So we've seen Amongo, Glenn, and Bredwood off the bench. They all do similar things on the defensive end. Glenn might give you a little more offensively, potentially.
Yeah, we'll just see what he does. Looking at strength-wise down here for him. Hopefully they don't exploit him on that. Bad
pass by Warwick, recovered just in the nick of time before it goes over the timeline by Kanye Henderson. And now Hughes will reset. They're going to call a ridiculous touch foul on Micah Glenn.
I don't know. My gosh, they're trying to. Now, should Michael be at mid-court reaching in and trying to grab the ball right there? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But there was no foul there.
No. He gained 0 advantage.
Right.
27-24, Henry Clay leads, 2:59 remaining second. Now they're going to give a bench warning to Tim Glenn. The referees have that discretion now. They've had it the past couple of years. They can do that without issuing the technical.
Rest of this half, the Blue Devils
That does put Henry Clay in the bonus for the remainder of the half. You might have heard Bill Holland say.
Good help, Micah Glenn.
Nice.
See that help
way
backside?
To redeem himself there. And
Beautiful.
The ball don't lie. He gets the steal, but now
Coffee.
another turnover. As Coffey throws it to Warwick, who gets it to an open three for Dillard.
But you get off a turnover and a three-point at this end. So there's basically about a 6-point turnaround right there that you don't get. The three possibly you get on your offensive end, and 3 that they give up here.
Henry Clay's hit 4 3-pointers this quarter, and what that does is that gets Scott County rushing shots and rushing passes as well. Hamilton takes it right to the rack.
Who can stop that? There's nobody.
Exactly what they need to be
Exactly
doing.
right.
15 points for Taryn Hamilton. The rest of the team has 11. SC down 4, 2:10 to play.
But Cal, if I'm not mistaken, we went about 3 minutes without him touching it after he scored 6 or 8 points in a row.
Just goes into those funks. But part of that was turnovers.
Exactly right.
And he missed a shot from about 18 feet that he probably didn't need to take. Another strong drive.
Good,
to the
Micah.
rack.
Micah Glenn, great defense.
That defensive intensity, and now Hamilton comes back the other way, gets his own rebound, can't get either of them to fall. The tip in, no good. And Henry Clay will come back the other way. Another three-pointer wide open. Fortunately for Scott County, Henderson missed long, but they got the rebound. And now a reset for Hughes.
Offensive rebounds are kill.
Yep, and they'll get the offensive foul on Hughes.
Yep.
Drop the forearm.
He did. He reached and did it. Chicken wing, Chase Grigsby a little bit there. Good defense by Chase.
1:22 remains. Both teams in the bonus now. Henry Clay leads by 4. Scott County ball. McCaleb Coffey inbounds to Chase Grigsby. It's been a good one as advertised. Both teams streaky, I think it's fair to say, so far. Kind of the story of their seasons.
I think you clear out here and let him go.
I think you feed the big dog. Hamilton loses his footing, finds a way to get it to Coffey, bounce pass into Hamilton. He tries to save it off of Henderson and does.
And does, yes.
Exactly a minute to play in the half.
Scott County needs to get something in this possession. Something in this possession. Had a bad possession last one. Not a bad one. Taryn missed a layup and then missed a putback.
Scott County, Mackey checks in. Scott County's done a good job on him. Only 2 points and a half for Marquise Mackey. Only 5 for Dillard. Coffey passes up a 3 to give Glenn a baseline drive. He gets his own rebound and gets it to go. What a rotation from Micah Glenn.
I think Micah threw a little oop to it. Did he throw a little oop to himself here,
I think
Cal?
that foul made him mad. He's had 2 good defensive possessions since then, and now the putback. And now they're going to call a foul, and it'll be a 1-on-1 for Warwick.
Well, and you get, and again, you're bellied up on Warwick and let him go to his left and foul him. Back off. Do not let him go to his left and make him shoot over top. That's got to be the rule.
You can't let him fade away, and you can't let him penetrate.
Right. But I'll take fadeaway jumpers all day, Cal, obviously over in the paint. Right.
The line. Rolls around and in. Warwick has 14 points with 31-28, Henry Clay.
He's got half their points.
Yeah, he and Taryn Hamilton are basically playing a game of can you top this right now.
Which, as in pregame, we were
as
talking.
advertised.
Absolutely. I'm
They're
so glad
veterans.
it's happening.
He makes them both. To count them up 15 for Warwick. Henry Clay a 2-possession lead. Chase Grigsby over in the corner to Hamilton. Hamilton has Phillips, drops a 3 on him way long. Mackey had his hands on the rebound, and it will come back. Nope. They changed the call. First they signaled.
Yep, there we go. I was thinking. I didn't see
it went off of Mackey's hands.
I didn't see a Scott County kid around.
Nobody in his zip code.
No.
They got it right. He just signaled the wrong way.
Yep.
He knew what he meant. Hamilton fades away from the top of the circle. No good. It tips around. Hamilton gets it himself. Now to Richardson. Saves the possession. Richardson drops.
Nice.
That's 6 points for Richardson. 32-30. Down to 15 seconds in the half.
Don't leave Warwick. Do not leave Warwick. McCaleb Coffey steps up. It's coming. High ball screen. It's coming, Cal.
6 seconds. 5 seconds. Spin move by Warwick. No. Ball tipped out of bounds. Will stay with Henry Clay. Barely time for a catch and shoot. 6-10.
You see Taryn right there, kind of instead of going up and grabbing really hard, he goes one-handed right there, and now Henry Clay gets another possession.
Got to get ball.
And there
Look
you
at
go.
that.
There you go.
Catch and shoot.
There you go.
Perfect play.
We were running a substitution in here.
That's a hard one to swallow. Gives Henry Clay a 4-point lead at halftime, 34-30. Henry Clay leads over Scott County. Good half, entertaining half.
Very good half.
We will take about a 5-minute break. We'll come back with some stats and some commentary on what to expect the rest of the game after that. I want to thank you for joining us here on the Bird's Nest Broadcasting Network. I want to give a shout out to newsgraphic.com. Please do subscribe if you like what we do here. You'll like the print, the color, the commentary even more, the behind the scenes information on all the teams 3 days a week, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. It's all in the News Graphic and at newsgraphic.com. Also, our broadcast sponsors, Burger King, Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, local agent Steve Stewart, West Banco, Greens Toyota of Lexington, Georgetown Community Hospital, Burger King, Galvin's, Bluegrass Orthopedics, Chick-fil-A, People's Bank, the Canewood location. Actually, we've got the stats now, so let's talk about them before we take a quick break. 48% for Henry Clay, only 41.4% for Scott County. Turnovers 4 apiece, so not much to be determined there. Henry Clay 5 for 13 from 3. 3 for 6 is Scott County from beyond the arc. Scott County with a mild 17 to 15 rebounding edge. As we mentioned, the big scorers, Hamilton and Warwick, 15 points apiece.
As advertised.
As advertised.
Really is. I mean, it's
two guys who are going to be playing D1 basketball.
Right.
Warwick definitely next year. I think Taryn too, whether he goes to prep for a year or what he does, but he's certainly got that ability. Whoever has the bigger second half is probably going to carry his team to victory, and both teams have some secondary players that I think need to step it up. Aaron Leak on the Scott County side, we need to see more out of him. He only had 2 points.
Yeah, and works. His team around him, he's getting it out of them. Mackey can score. Blackwell has scored. The big boy hit an important bucket there earlier on a putback. So our guys around Taryn Hamilton need to step up and do the same thing.
34-30, your halftime score. We'll be back with you in about 3 or 4 minutes with the second half of this exciting 42nd District matchup. Thanks for joining us here on the Bird's Nest Broadcast Network. We're back with about a minute and 45 seconds to go before the start of the second half. We've got a good one. We said it would be a good one, and it has been. It's lived up to the expectations. Henry Clay 34, Scott County 30. As we mentioned before we cut away, 15 points apiece for the two stars. Taryn Hamilton for Scott County, Marquez Warwick for Henry Clay. And Warwick, he's done it inside and out. Hamilton's found ways to get to the rack and exploit the smaller Henry Clay defense, but Warwick just has so many ways he can beat you. It's kind of scary.
He really does, Cal. I mean, he is, and the thing about it is, it's on 5 of 8 shooting right now, and Taryn Hamilton has already, he's 7 for 15. So, I mean, he's around 50% as well.
That's a lot of shots.
Absolutely. It is. That's what I'm saying. That's a lot of shots for 2 quarters. He's averaging, 7.5 shots a quarter. And the shooting picked it up a lot as a team where, Henry Clay's 48% in the first half. Scott County went from 28% after the first quarter to ended the half at 41%, so much better. Turnover department, not a sloppy game at all. Both of them 4. Both of them had 4. Rebounding, total rebounds, Henry Clay with 15, Scott County with 17. So Scott County's +2 in that department, tied in turnover department, and basically we got about an even game here with Henry Clay up 34-30.
Yeah, it felt like the second quarter warmed up for both teams.
It did,
was
absolutely.
Slow, tentative start, kind of like the feeling out process in a heavyweight fight, but it came around. Third quarter's pivotal. I think third quarters have been pivotal all season long for Scott County. If they get off to a good start and give themselves kind of a bridge to the end of this game, anything's possible, but if they let Henry Clay sneak ahead by 8, 10, 12, it's going to be tough to come back.
Right. First possession, first 2 to 3 minutes of the half here, very important for both teams. More so Scott County for obvious reasons. They're down 4 points. Henry Clay with the ball to inbounds to start the half.
Taryn Hughes, the point guard for Henry Clay, gets it into Jackson Phillips. Nice bounce pass and a backdoor cut. And as you said, a play coming out of the half, and there's Warwick.
That's an old-fashioned UCLA cut. Throw the ball to the high post, wing cuts hard, UCLA cut.
Jamal Wilkes with the
Absolutely.
layup there. Coffey thinks about a three. Now Hamilton will take it to the rim again and one.
I was getting ready to say, the Phillips kid, there's no way he can guard Taryn Hamilton, Cal. And good for Taryn of seeing that and going to the bucket and drawing the and one.
As Dickie V would say, that's an M&M'er, baby.
That is an M&M'er right there.
Chance to cut the lead in half as Hamilton will go to the line with 17, trying to make it 18 points. Rolls in, 36-33, Henry Clay the lead. Only 30 seconds into the second half. Hughes guarded and trapped in the corner by Grigsby and Coffey. Now finds a way to get it into Phillips. Nice head fake. Waits for Leak to go around him.
The big fella.
Easy layup.
Nice footwork, nice head fake, and gets two.
Nimble.
And they're still going to stay with him on Taryn. There's no way.
Jackson be nimble, as it were. A three-pointer for Hamilton.
I think they're going to – we'll see if Daniel Brown makes the adjustment here. That's 5 points in a row for Taryn, as they had Mr. Phillips guarding him.
It's a 2-point game. Hughes guarded by Grigsby. Will take his time. Gets it to Mackey. Coffey on him. Phillips again on the outside. Good passer is Phillips. Finds a way into Sebi and Dillard. Who gets it back to Warwick, the 360. And a little touch foul before the shot.
I'm not so sure if Warwick doesn't need someone a little bit bigger on him. Aaron Leake's doing a pretty good job. But as you can see, Warwick is getting where he wants because he can go up over Aaron Leake. And I understand what Coach Glenn's doing. He's putting somebody quicker and smaller that can try to beat him to the spot so he can't beat you off the dribble. But in the same time, he's got good live legs and can go up over you.
They're going to say that was in the act of shooting, and Warwick's going to make the first free throw as a result, 39-36.
Well, I thought that was on the floor.
I thought so, too. I would have bet on it. Instead, Mr. Warwick adds to his point total with a pair, and it's 40-36, Henry Clay.
Congratulations, Northern Kentucky, on that signee right there.
Done good, Mr. Horn.
And they're going to absolutely put about 30 pounds on him as well.
Yeah, he's wiry to say.
He has no idea what a weight room looks like until he gets in that level.
He just makes it look so effortless when he shoots
does.
the ball. Leak, tough angle, faded away, missed it, rebound, and now on the run, but Henry Clay throws it away. That's a break for Scott County.
It is a big break because, again, it's a bad shot. Aaron's going in. He's challenging Phillips. Is probably 6'5", 6'6", if that. Oh, and he just turned around and challenged about half the football team down here underneath the bucket. So we'll see how this goes. Yes.
Yeah, that works. A steal there by Dillard. As he got his fingers on it and found a way to get it back to Hughes. Now Dillard travels.
Yep. And they bailed Chase Grigsby out right there. Chase is they're over here trapping, not really trapping, but they're forcing him out to about the hash mark area, trying to get the ball to the corner.
We said not many turnovers in the first half. Henry Clay has gift wrapped a couple of possessions here to start the second.
There we go. Make the adjustment there, and they put Coffey on the wing and brought Elias Richardson underneath as they should.
40-36, Henry Clay leads. Scott County giving chase, under 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Hamilton in the corner, double team. Get past to Grigsby, now over in the corner to Coffey for three, no good. Rebound Hamilton. He got
good
up
pass.
in the air, got it to Richardson.
Great pass.
Beautiful short jumper in the paint.
Taryn Hamilton's, when he imposes his will, Scott County's a much, much better team, Cal. And there's a rebound and a beautiful pass by him.
Warwick will beat the traffic down the court. Was it off his foot? Yes. And I don't know.
I think Coffey kicked that out. Somebody hurt.
Leak is down and holding his eye. I don't know if he got poked in the eye or if he twisted his ankle. I don't know what he did. He's not holding anything. He's just kind of, now he might be holding his ankle.
Not sure if Coach Glenn will, but I don't know if you agree with me here, Cal, or not. But Micah Glenn played a good half right there, and I thought maybe he'd go back with him.
He's going to go with Isaiah.
He's going with Isaiah Haynes, who he didn't get any playing time in the first half, so I don't know how this is going to go here. Did he or did he not? Did you see him first half?
Haynes did not play.
He did not
in the
play.
First half that I can recall. They're going to take Leak right to the trainer's room. He can barely put any weight on that ankle. Dan Volpe helping carry him off, so that's not good if they lose him for any length of time. I guess if there's good news, he's only scored 2 points tonight, so they've managed to get by without his offense for the most part.
Scott County needs to go 2-1-2 if they're going against the 1-3. Well, you got to get back to man-to-man here by Henry Clay.
Grigsby dribbles in the face of Hughes.
There we go with the Phillips guarding Taryn again.
Takes Phillips. Now he gets in the air. No good. Phillips will come down with a rebound.
For whatever reason, Taryn's double pumping right there.
Doesn't need to.
No.
Just go to the basket.
Boom.
And now 3 from Dillard.
They can shoot it. They can definitely. They got guys around the perimeter who can fill it up.
43-38, Henry Clay. Hamilton to the rim, blocked, rebound Coffey, no. Tipped around, rebound Richardson, yes.
Yes, got it.
Got it to roll in off the front rim, 43-40, Blue Devils.
Richardson's 2 for 2 in this half, and he needs to keep being aggressive underneath. And so does, you know what, Taryn's going to miss some in the lane, but he's getting point-blank shots.
Mackey, the fade.
Mackey can score.
He's got 6. He had the basket right at the end of the half on the 0.6 of a second catch and shoot. And now he has one here, 45-40. Ticking down to the midway point of the third quarter.
Scott County's got to move. If you're cutting and moving hard here, the defense can't stop you.
Hamilton doubled, and Phillips will get into him on the floor.
I see the game plan with Coach Brown here for Henry Clay. Phillips is a physical player, and they're trying to get into Taryn Hamilton so he can't move. But Taryn's got to keep going to the bucket because he's much longer and taller than everybody else.
Coffey will inbound to Grigsby in the backcourt. Hughes guarding Grigsby. Over to Isaiah Haynes to Grigsby, gets it into Hamilton. Hamilton moves it into the paint. He's guarded on both sides and draws the contact.
And I'm totally okay. If they're going to let Taryn have the lane like that, Cal, I'm totally okay with it. Keep going. Keep going to the bucket and being strong.
Scott County student body like that, they're right up on the baseline. The football team there, about a dozen strong.
Pull it back to him. Good.
Grigsby for 3. No. Back rim. Fought for the rebound, did Coffey, but it ended up in the hands of Hughes. Henry Clay, chance to take what I believe would be its biggest lead of the night. They're up 5 with the ball.
A bad matchup here. Bad matchup here.
Just about anybody is with Marquez Warwick.
Wow.
Throws the ball away. Another gift turnover as Amongo checks in. Haynes will sit down as Amongo. He'll take on an increased role for sure.
Yeah, I didn't understand the Haynes thing. And it's not for me to question count. I'm not doing that at all. But I'm saying he didn't play at all in the first half, and then he comes in the middle of the third quarter. You know, what's he going to give you?
Steal by Hughes as Grigsby got careless with the basketball. And now Hughes will get to the line. 3:19 to play in the third quarter. Starting to slip away a little bit.
It is. Just the momentum and everything has shifted Henry Clay. Henry Clay's really imposing their will on the defensive end. That's what's hurting us right now, Cal.
You see Dan Volpe making the slow walk back from the trainer's room without Aaron Leak. That's probably not good news.
Where is he? Where is Leak? Is Leak at the other end down there?
Yeah, Leak is in
oh,
the
he's
training,
okay. He's in the training room at the other end. Yes.
The,
I think he's coming to give a little report here.
Probably will not be back tonight.
No.
Hughes missed the first, makes the second. 46-40. Henry Clay, your lead.
I think they need to get Elias, let Elias and Taryn go to work down here.
Henry Clay's done them some favors by letting them kind of hang around with the turnovers. Floater from the baseline by Grigsby. A rebound, Imongo. Foul on the floor. Foul is on Mackey. That's his second. 4th on the team this half. Lob into Hamilton. In traffic, no. Rebound Hughes.
See, there's no sense in fading away right there, Cal. You know, he turns his body kind of weird. If he goes up between those guys, he's going to draw a foul.
Three-pointer off. Rebound to Hamilton. Dillard on the shot there. He'd hit one earlier. He's hit 2 tonight. Has 8 points in the game. Hamilton stops, gives to Grigsby, who will reset. Grigsby signaling top of the head. They'll work it around the wing. Richardson finds Hamilton. Hamilton will drive to the rim.
It's a block. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Taryn goes hard right there, Cal, and he goes to the bucket, and he gets a foul out of it.
On Warwick, nonetheless. Only his second. Marquez Warwick with 2. Hamilton with a chance to cut into this 6-point deficit. 2:27 remaining third quarter. This is the first. Hamilton about a 70% free throw shooter on the year.
Going to need those big time right now.
This team, for the most part, has been good. They've been up around 80 to 90 most games. Some nights they struggle, and there's Hamilton missing both. Wasted opportunity there, and quickly down for Henry Clay is Dillard. No, rebound Coffey. Finds Amongo over the top. Now Amongo throws it away. Dillard gives it back to Hamilton. Hamilton,
good pass.
Good pass to Amongo, yes. Nice little shuffle pass from Hamilton to get Amongo for the deuce. 46-42, 2 minutes to play, third quarter.
That was a mad scramble right there, and we come out with 2 points. That's a blessing right there.
A lot of back and forth, give and take, and not much take. And finally, Scott County does take and gets one. An important one there.
I think Amongo loves the defensive challenge. I mean,
Dan Brown wants a timeout.
Right, because he sees Amongo right there calls that timeout, Cal. I mean, just being just a ball hawk right there on top of Warwick. Coach Brown saw that they had nothing and got a timeout.
1:45 left, third quarter. It's been a good one. Hope you've been able to join us for the entirety. Great Crossing girls win down at West Jessamine, 78-58, so their offensive binge continues. Four straight wins for the Lady Warhawks. Remind you, this is brought to you by the NFHS Network, Bird's Nest Broadcasting Network, newsgraphic.com. You can read all about it in Tuesday's edition. All the coverage of all this weekend's games. Every team's got, seems like 2, as Warwick hits one from the baseline. They've been deadly out of timeouts and off of set plays tonight. And it's a 6-point lead once again. Partially blocked, completely blocked, and it went out of bounds. They're going to say it was off Hamilton.
Wow,
I don't know.
Yeah. Hamilton's got to stay aggressive, though, Cal. He's got to keep going to the bucket.
Another basket for Henry Clay as Mackey scores, and suddenly it's the biggest lead of the night of 8.
Mackey can score. We're letting up on the defensive end, and they're getting what they want down there, Cal. We just really need to I think we need to go more solid. What that is no trapping, no overplaying. Make them shoot over top. Don't help out on the wings.
Scores coming in fast and furious. Want to give a shout out to Timothy Williams, who had a career high 30 points tonight for Great Crossing in that win that we mentioned.
You think she went to the bucket any night?
A little bit. I think she drove early and often. Let's see what her stats say. 12 for 18, 8 for 10 from 2, 4 for 8 from 3, not bad.
Have yourself a night there, Timothy.
18 for Brayley McMath and 12 for Reagan Barrett. So the big three there with 60 between them.
Good. Absolutely. Congratulations. That's awesome.
They are on fire.
Yeah, they are.
They're going to play again tomorrow. Another game they should be able to handle, although Woodford County, it's a tough place to play.
Yeah, it is. It is. Their girls program has always been top notch. See what we get out of a timeout here. Need a big bucket right here. There it is. There he is. You got to be able to score right there, Elias. Nice.
And scores.
There you go. Now, if you notice again, a couple minutes go by before he ever touched the ball again. Before, in between touches for him.
He needs to touch it a lot
He's 3 for 3 this half.
Yeah, you're onto something there.
This quarter, yes, absolutely.
I like those percentages.
Yes, I do too.
I like the odds, 50 to 44. You've got to watch Mackey. He's been the hot hand of late. Under 30 seconds to play in the third period.
So you got somebody.
Attempt by Dillard is way off. Henry Clay didn't need that shot. Coffey picks it up, gets it to Grigsby on the run. He had Richardson. Now he stops, finds Hamilton behind the play. Hamilton drives, pull up, partially blocked by Dillard. Rebound Richardson. Under 10 seconds, Grigsby to Hamilton.
Get out of there, Silent. Get out of there, Mongo.
Got to have some clock awareness here. Hamilton, they're not going to get one off. Grigsby from way deep, no. And that's the second time in the game. They just haven't paid attention to the clock running down.
There has to be a play under 10 seconds, Cal. Either a clear out, a 4-out, 1 in. Something has to. You got to get an easy shot there. Not easy. You got to get a more respectable shot in that situation.
So it's 50 to 44. Henry Clay with 8 minutes remaining. Scott County in a big spot here. This first place in the 42nd district on the line. Scott County, the only remaining undefeated team, albeit 1-0. Henry Clay looking to go 4-1.
Well, coming out into the fourth quarter here, Cal. Scott County, you're down 2 possessions. No big deal. No big deal. But I still think there's too many easy looks on Henry Clay's end. We're working for everything down here. Our shots are kind of difficult, and the person who is getting the easier shots is probably the biggest, strongest kid on the court is Elias Richardson. Hopefully, they made the adjustment there and said, "Let's go to him. Let's get there."
Henry Clay has helped with some unforced turnovers. They've helped with some threes that they probably didn't need to take. Scott County's got to feel kind of good about being within 6. I think they've just got to score on this.
I'm with you.
This possession's important.
Huge.
Score out of the huddle. They're going to be without Aaron Leak probably for the duration. That's going to hurt.
There you go. Elias is going to work. There you go. He's got 2 on you. Nice move.
Indeed.
4 for 4. 4 for 4. You got to.
Richardson has 14. 50 to 46. Henry Clay.
Attaboy, Coach Glenn, right there.
Jackson Phillips coming back to the scorer's table to check in for Henry Clay. Good things have happened for them when he's been in the game.
There's turnover. Amongo. There you go. Now go back to Elias. There he is. Go back to him.
He's open. He's got both hands waving. Grigsby will set the offense.
There he is.
Gets it into Richardson. Richardson double teamed. He will find a way. Go at Dillard, but he traveled.
I think once he went back to his right, they didn't need that last spin. He could have kept going right there and used his body and shielded off the defender.
7:12 remaining. Henry Clay, 4-point lead and the ball. Marquise Mackey inbounds to Dillard. Dillard was looking for Warwick, but he's got a Mongo all
I was going to say, I think
right
Warwick's going to go to sleep tonight and thinks that when he pulls his covers up, it's going to be a Mongo.
Warwick's been held to 6 points,
well,
now 9.
Because did you see what Amongo did? Amongo helps for whatever reason. He helps off of Warwick. You cannot do that.
You can't leave him
You
any
absolutely
space to hit
cannot.
That corner 3. He's deadly. He has 24 on the night. 7-point lead. Hamilton answers. Hamilton has 23.
Hamilton can absolutely use Phillips.
But again, 3 for 2 there. It's a losing equation. It's a 5-point lead for Henry Clay. Now Phillips gets Mackey open behind the line. Indeed. You can tell by the Henry Clay crowd what happened. He hits the 3. It's an 8-point lead again.
One time.
Is Richardson, yes.
5 for 5 in this half.
He is feeling it. 56-51, 6:16 remains. Coming down to a good one here at Scott County High School.
Taryn needs to stay down right here. He's much.
Dillard, they're calling a foul on Hamilton.
Hamilton?
Against Dillard. That's his third.
Now, what Taryn doesn't want to do within the next minute or so does not want to pick up that fourth foul because they're going to go right at him.
Warwick. Amongo still on him. Phillips trying to set a pick. Drive way off. Way off as Kanye Henderson. And Taryn Hamilton tears down the rebound.
Kanye can shoot all those he wants.
That shot went west for Kanye.
Boy, you win tonight, Cal. You win tonight.
Hamilton. Amongo. Bounce pass into who else? Richardson. But he's double teamed.
There you go. Now you got to swing
Amongo's open.
Oh, dunk.
Hamilton.
Ooh.
Drive. Uncontested, but misses the layup.
So you got to be strong.
That was a huge spot. Now Warwick for three. Oh, it was almost a dagger. In and out. Hamilton rebound. Over the top to Coffey. No look bounce pass. Richardson can't save it. You got to be careful. You got to play it safe there. Oh.
Aaron Leak on crutches.
That's not good, and it's heavily wrapped and iced. I would say high ankle sprain is a safe assumption there.
My mentality is a little bit different when it comes to Taryn Hamilton, Cal. I'm calling dunk right there because that you saw, and he has been dunking that in the past. Even against Great Crossing, he had a hammer dunk on the. He short arms it here because he doesn't even explode off the floor. Now, probably a little bit of fatigue has set in. Get him out, get him a breather for about a minute and a half here, and get him back in.
The defensive pest lineup is on the floor right now. Coffey, Breadwood, and Amongo together, along with Grigsby and Richardson. It's Mackey inbounding to Warwick. He's got Hughes, along with Phillips and Dillard on the floor. Amongo all over Warwick. Maybe even a 5-second call was in the offing there. And Brown will
timeout. And that's because, again, Amongo has caused 2 timeouts, Cal. And an individual can do that because he's disrupting so much.
5-point lead for Henry Clay with about 5 minutes and 2 ticks left.
That's bad news there for Aaron Leak. Aaron is having a really good season.
I don't like the look of that.
I don't either, especially when it's already on crutches and heavily iced because you know you're out at least a week or 2.
You're waiting for the swelling to go down before you X-ray it, probably.
And hope that it's not high. The high ankle sprains are months and months.
It could be, you could certainly be out the bulk of the regular season.
Got a great crossing score there.
Still waiting on a final. I'm sure it's become a foul fest at the end. They were down 10 at the end of 3. Taryn Hamilton got a brief breather, easy for me to say.
And I think he needed it. I think he really needed it.
Just kind of collect his thoughts. I think he was kind of down on himself, as we can understand that after a gimme here that could have been a dunk, could have been a bunny, and instead was a miss.
But at least get a good layup out of it. Doesn't have to be a dunk.
Get the 2. That's one that you kick yourself after. Oh, a steal by Amongo. Huge play there, one of many that he has made in the second half. Just a pain in the butt defensively.
Just always in the right spot, not going to hurt you. Knows that he's not a big scorer on the offensive end.
Perfect role player. Hamilton for 3. No. Rebound. Breadwood. Yes. Josh Breadwood with his first 2 of the night and none bigger.
Cal, if you've noticed what this line, as you said earlier, the pesky lineup, let's see what it does to Henry Clay here. You can't let Warwick go left. You cannot let him go left. Oh, my goodness. That kid is smooth.
26 points on a 5-point lead. Back again.
Smooth on smooth. Did I mention smooth?
He's smooth.
Maybe with a VE.
Yes, smooth. Grigsby for 3. Rainbow gets it to rattle in. It's a 2-point game.
Huge.
Chase
huge,
Grigsby,
huge.
First basket of the night.
Huge. Onions. There you go. Attaboy, Chase. Man. Onions.
You know who else has onions? Warwick.
Oh, keep him to the right.
Jackson Phillips up top finds a wide open Dillard. I don't think Scott County respects him much, and he's made a couple of threes. But rightfully so, they're concerned about number 3.
Yeah, they are. And they still got men running wide open down there. Scott County needs to find the ball.
Redwood falling forward, and he will foul Hughes. Only the 4th team foul. So no bonus situation for either team. 5 team fouls for Henry Clay to reset with 3:19 remaining. Henry Clay up 2 with the ball.
That's something that's kind of mind-boggling with the Scott County Henry Clay game. There's no bonus with 3 minutes and 19 seconds to go in the game.
It hasn't been physical.
No, it hasn't.
It's been a finesse game. Warwick guarded by a Mongo. Knows what flavor chewing gum he's working right now, but it doesn't seem to matter. He just spots up and hits from the right elbow. 29 for Warwick. And it's a 4-point game. 2 possessions under 3 minutes. Richardson has not missed this half.
I think it's kind of scary that each
traveling call, I think it was leg call, but it was a tough one.
Scott County opponents that come in here and their main players really perform well.
That was a big answer for Warwick after Grigsby hit a 3. Ball's in the hands of Warwick. Who else? Drive blocked. Richardson. It will stay with Henry Clay.
You see Henry Clay's game plan, and if I'm Daniel Brown, I'm like, number 3, do what you do.
I think that's their game plan from now until March.
It is. Do what you do. Roll guys around him. Give him some help, get out of his way, set some screens.
And a timeout by Dan Brown to prevent the 5-second call.
Yeah, he's not going to take them with him. So I don't blame him. That's a good call.
2:24 remaining. 60 to 56. Henry Clay. So 2 possession lead and the ball for the Blue Devils. Marquez Warwick 28 points. Just to recount that. 23 for Taryn Hamilton for Scott County. Other people have stepped up. Elias Richardson, 11 of his 17 here in the second half. Grigsby has a big 3. Mackey has a big 3 for Henry Clay. Coming down the stretch, big players are going to win big games. It's going to be in the hands of Warwick, and it's going to be in the hands of Hamilton, I do believe.
No question. There's no use overthinking that one, and I know what Daniel Brown's saying in his huddle. Like, hey, we got an all-stater. We got a Mr. Basketball candidate here. Let's do what we can to get him to the bucket.
Trinity defeats Gray Crossing 65 to 52.
I think we're going to take the air out of it a little bit
I
here.
think a little bit.
Just a little bit, almost like
Down
the old
to the 2-minute mark.
Almost like the old 4 corner. They get a turnover.
Steal. Hamilton.
Nice hands. That was Caleb Coffey there with great hands.
Disrupted that play. Taryn came away with it, and now Chase Grigsby will reset it. Important, huge possession. Hamilton wants the ball. Picks up his dribble, though, gets it to Richardson. Tipped away. Now Hamilton regains it, drives to the hoop.
There he goes up strong.
Who's the foul on here? It's the 16th foul on Henry Clay,
yep.
exactly 90 seconds.
Maybe on Mackey.
It's on Holman, Derek Holman.
Not Derek Coleman. I thought they were in a bonus.
Ronnie Cycley. Oh, tipped away, stolen by Hughes. And gets the layup. Dillard, I'm
Huge.
sorry.
Huge turnover right there.
Steal and layup by Dillard makes it a 6-point game. And another steal by Mackey. Mackey takes it the distance. And that could be all she wrote. 1:13
Turnovers
remaining. Yeah.
Turnovers.
It'll kill you. A 4-point game becomes an 8-point game just like that. With 1:13 to play,
man.
yeah, that one that'll kill you. That's gonna gnaw.
4-point game.
That's gonna gnaw at everybody for the rest of the evening.
Wow.
Consecutive steals and cash-ins by Dillard and Mackey may have put this away for the Blue Devils. We're going to have our Chick-fil-A Scott County Player of the Game immediately following this one.
Who you go with, Cal? You going to go?
I think it's got to be Taryn.
Yeah, it does, but it's hard to take anything away from the game that Elias has played as well.
Oh, for sure. He has made it a game here in the second half. You can't go wrong with either one of them. It's a tough way to end it if this indeed is what separates the two teams tonight, because it was coming down to be one heck of a finish, but you just get careless with the basketball against a team this athletic and quick-handed, and it will bite you. We do get the ball into Richardson this time, now to Grigsby.
Got to get a bucket here. Got to get a bucket quick and a stop, Cal.
Grigsby looks for Hamilton. Hamilton wants to take a three, but he's well covered. Coffey gets it back to Hamilton. Time ticking well under a minute now. Just spending too much time here. Hamilton way off balance, gets it to fall.
The bucket.
64-58, 42 seconds and counting. And they got
Two-possession game.
Fouls to give, too.
Yep.
They can't put him at the line easily.
Bingo, you got to foul. You got to foul.
Coffey reaching in. Dillard wide open.
Way too much time given up.
Inside to Phillips, they're just 25. There's no chance if you don't foul. I just don't understand this. Now Hamilton will reach in for his fourth.
Should have fouled 20 seconds ago.
Every other guy in the court needs to be fouling other than Hamilton, who already had three. 20.8 seconds, two-possession game, and it is dire straits now.
It is. Well, it's good. It's a good district. It really is a good district. But
it's a loaded district.
The thing that's kind of alarming is that Henry Clay is smaller than us. I think we can really exploit them inside, and I just don't think it's enough.
Well, here's some good news. District tournament is going to be right here.
All right, that's exactly right.
So it was Sayers' turn to host it, and Scott County is going to take the honors as Amongo fouls Warwick. That's the sixth foul, so the next one will be a bonus situation, but we're down to 17 seconds.
Foul immediately.
Yeah,
there you go. That's the man you want right there.
I would think so. He made some free throws early in the game.
And again, something mind-blowing to me, Cal, and I don't like questioning anything. Why would he be up there receiving the ball in bounds? Now, that's not my concern or our team, right? But
hey, we'll take it, right?
That's right.
He may surprise us and knock both of these down.
He could. There could be a reason.
I'd have to go look at the KHSAA site and see what his actual percentage is. I can't imagine he's gotten a ton of free throw opportunities
right.
this year. I would imagine most of those go to Warwick, Dillard, Mackey.
Sure. Those guys can flat score.
I mean, we said they've combined for 54 a game between them.
Yeah, they can score.
And they're right up around that tonight, all in double digits.
Well,
indeed. Soft touch.
Nothing but the bottom of the net.
Soft touch for Mr. Phillips.
Yep. Dr. Phillips.
Jackson Phillips, Jack B. Nimble, and Jack B. Smooth from the free throw line. It is now a three-possession game, and this one is all over. As he makes second. All over, but the formality of the final score is Hamilton will drive the lane. No, he'll go to the line.
It's bad on Henry Clay's part there.
Phillips saying, why did you foul him?
Get out of his way. So what if he lays it in? He's going to cut it to make it a 6-point ball game.
The only thing that happens there is it stops the clock, and the only person that helps is Taryn Hamilton and Scott County, who will shoot 2. 25 points for Taryn tonight. Make it 26. I'm sure that Coach Glenn told him before the game, we need the aggressive Taryn Hamilton. They got the aggressive Taryn Hamilton tonight, but it's hard when you're playing against a team like this.
They did, but it comes down.
A crowd.
Right. He comes down to it. I think it comes down to Scott County's crucial turnovers in bad situations.
Those 2 that they gave away were everything. Misses the second, 66-59. Henry Clay is going to shoot at the other end. As Elias Richardson will foul Sevion Dillard. 66-59. Shout out to the Great Crossing wrestling team tonight. They won the Battle of the Birds by the absolute minimum margin of 43-42 over Scott County.
It wasn't a steel cage match, was it?
They were awarded, get this, they were awarded the match-winning point. By the criteria is if you have fewer forfeits, you get a bonus point, and they had fewer forfeits.
We'll take it.
That's what you say. If
we'll
you're
take
Great
it.
Crossing. The Warhawks get the edge over the Cardinals.
The Wrestling Hawks.
At home. Dillard makes the first. He has 11 points. Mackey with 11. So the 3 stars all in double figures. Costly loss tonight for Scott County in Aaron Leak.
Yeah, I hope we'll get some good news out of that. I mean, there's ankle sprains, and with basketball, you're going to get those.
There's different brands of ankle sprains for sure. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Grigsby will fire. No, and that will be it. 68-59, your final. Henry Clay defeats Scott County, drops the Cardinals to 6-7 on the season. I'm sure the latest in the season that they've been sub 500
Gotta
in
be.
a long time.
It's got to be. And
Henry
they are
Clay improves to 9-5 in first place, 4-1 in the district.
Yeah, they're looking at Henry Clay's looking at that 1 seed right now.
We'll get some stats here in a moment. I want to thank our sponsors again for making this all possible. Especially News Graphic, my employer. I want to thank Mike Scoggin for all his support of this project this year. I want to thank James Scoggin here, our photographer and producer, and delivering our stats. What do you see in there for numbers?
Looking at Henry Clay finished the game shooting 56%. That's huge.
And they got the shots they want.
They did, and you know what? And it talked about Scott County's defense, or the lack thereof during certain possessions. Their breakdown on defense just really hurt themselves there, and especially when you have a player like Marquise Warwick, who finished up. You know, he was 10 of 15 from the floor, 6 of 9. You know, he's 6 of 9 from 2. He was 4 of 6 from 3. So right there, it just doesn't seem like he really worked that hard. There was a couple buckets that he got that he worked hard for, but the other ones, he just did what he normally does, and he finished up with, 28 points.
28,
and
wow.
Yep, he finished up with 28. Sevion Dillard finished up with 12. Mackey on 6 of 7 shooting finished up with 13 points. So that's why their shooting percentage, they shoot 56%. Scott County, on the other hand, shoots 44% from the floor, and they're led by Taryn Hamilton with 26 points and 10 rebounds. So he finishes with a double-double. Big night for him, but again, 11 for 25 from the floor. If he's 11 for 20, 11 for 22, you're around 50%. It wasn't too bad, but at 9 of 21 from 2, and then he was 2 for 4 from 3. He finished with 26. Elias Richardson, 7 for 9 from the floor. He has finished up with 17 points and 3 rebounds. Turnover department, Scott County won that. with 11 turnovers, as opposed to Henry Clay's 10 turnovers. Total rebounds was Scott County was +3 there, 28-25. So and then you look down here and you have the points off turnovers, which I think is huge because you have Henry Clay with 15 points and Scott County with 8 points off turnover. So right there's a +7 difference right there in the points off turnovers. Points off the bench, Henry Clay had 8. Scott County was 8. That was kind of dead even, which that leads to your total score there of Henry Clay 68, Scott County 59.
Tough one for the Cardinals as they were within arm's length. It just felt like they were running uphill most of the night. 4-point, 5-point deficit all the way.
Yep.
Within 4, have the ball with 3 minutes left, and just the back-to-back turnovers. Dillard gets a run out, Mackey gets a run out, and the game's over at that point. Aaron Leak, we hope the best for him. Thoughts and prayers there, as his ankle obviously going to be an issue here for a little while, and Scott County doesn't have any time to kind of patch up its wounds. They got to go to Oldham County for a very tough game tomorrow night. So a lot of big ones coming up. Toyota Classics in a couple of weeks, so they got to get healthy in a hurry. I want to thank you for joining us at newsgraphic.com or on the NFHS network. I want to thank all the sponsors: Burger King, Greens Toyota of Lexington, West Banco, Georgetown Community Hospital, Burger King, Galvin's, Bluegrass Orthopedics, Clark's Pump and Shop, People's Bank, and of course, Chick-fil-A of Georgetown sponsors tonight's player of the game. We will say with 26 points,
13,
and certainly a high volume of shots, but double-double, 26 and 10 for Taryn Hamilton. He'll be our Chick-fil-A player of the game. Our next broadcast here on the Bird's Nest Broadcasting Network will be Tuesday night, as Great Crossing will have another district doubleheader, 41st district. It's a big one for the boys. Battle of Unbeatens is 3-0 Western Hills and 2-0 Great Crossing go at it for what could be down the road top seed in the playoffs. So looking forward to that.
Yep.
And of course, the Great Crossing girls are on a roll. They won their 4th consecutive game tonight. They'll play tomorrow. That's an important game for them too, as they look to lock down, hopefully, in their case, at least a 2 seed over there, and they'll play Franklin County again at the end of next week
Sure,
to see
that's
how
right.
far they've come. So a lot of things to get excited about here coming up on the broadcasting end of things. Any final words from you, Derek, before we sign off?
No, I just hope that Aaron Leak is okay. I know it obviously with him being on crutches, he's gonna be out a little bit, but hopefully he recovers and comes back and picks up where he left off. And then good luck to Scott County at a tough. I remember my battles with Oldham County, and that's just whether it was at home, but even worse when you had to go to Oldham County, because first of all it's a tough drive. You're traveling about an hour and a half there, and then they really support their team there. And Coach Glenn is we'll be going against Coy Zerhusen.
Coach Z, yeah, and Scott County really hung one on them last year.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
think Oldham County kind of remembers that.
Yep.
And they're in a much better position this year. So a young team that's kind of come of age. So that's going to be a tough one. Certainly hoping for the best for SC, and we look forward to seeing you on Tuesday night from over at GCHS. Until then, for Derek Varney, for James Scoggin, I'm Cal Oakes. See you next time. Thanks for joining us, everybody.